Right then, speaking to Canvey Island manager Danny Heale following today's 2-1 victory against Kingstonian. Danny, after going 1-0 down, how pleasing was that?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great performance. I thought we, from start to finish, I thought we rode our luck at times and against a very good Kingstonian side. But that's what we've got in us. We know we can do things like that, and it just disappoints me at times when we let ourselves down. But we've got a good bunch in there, and to go 1-0 down, showing the character to get back into it, and obviously young Ross Johnson coming off the bench and setting the first one up and scoring the winner was really pleasing for him as well.
So there's a bit of a scrappy first half, not many talking points really. Was you expecting it to be similar in the second half?
Yeah, it was a little bit cagey of a fair, especially first half. I thought we worked hard and there weren't a lot of chances in the game. I thought we stood our ground at the back and held on. But I thought there was more time out there for us to get the ball down and play, and we looked a bit nervous at times. But so we went in 0-0 at half time, come out, and then obviously poor goal really we give away. But it's great character from the boys to come back, and really pleased for them.
Do you think them going 1-0 up, do you think that woke us up a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, I suppose. I thought we was good all game, really. I thought when we needed to defend, we defended well, and I thought when we needed to try and break him on the counter attack, we've done that well as well. Obviously with Marlon's pace out wide caused them quite a few problems, but I thought Tony Stokes and Harrison Chatting first half in midfield were really good. Obviously Harrison had to come off just after half time because he obviously had a run in with the railings. But no, it was good. I thought Cliff led the line well too. He worked well off of him as well, so it was really good today, and a thoroughly deserved victory in my eyes.
How much do we need to call upon our character going 1-0 down against a team that have got it all to play for, pushing for the playoffs?
Yeah, we was unlucky last week. I think we showed good character last week on a very, very poor pitch at Hendon last week, and we went 1-0 down there and got ourselves back 2-1 up, and a bit unlucky with a penalty in the last 10 minutes last week. But I say we showed good character again today to go 1-0 down against they're a good side. They're going to be up in the playoffs this year. Great strength in depth. They've got two very good forwards, two good centre halves as well. But we showed what we can do today, and we need to take that into the remaining games of the season. We want to finish as high as we can. We know that we've got enough points on the table now that we're safe, and we just want to finish on a positive note. So everyone's got to look forward to next season now with the new clubhouse in the background, and it'd be positive for the club to move forward. But we need to finish as high as we can and make sure there's a bit of buzz around the place going into next season now.
Cliff Ackerang got himself on the score sheet again. Has he started to show his class and his experience in the past few games?
Yeah, to be fair, when Cliff came in, obviously I've known Cliff for years, and he's a good lad, and obviously he's dipped his toe into management earlier on in the season, obviously at Haybridge, and it never worked out for whatever reason, but he's still got life left in him, and if Cliff does what he's good at, and that's holding the ball up and winning his aerial battles against the centre halves and bringing people into play, and he's found his goal scoring touch. Like we had a friendly behind closed doors the other week, 1-6-1, and he got all 6. So he's been itching for a start, and obviously we started him last week against Hendon on a rough pitch, which probably would have suited him against their sort of the way they play, and he got 2 great goals last week, an overhead kick and smashed one in the top corner, and he deserves his place in this team at the moment. And we've moved things around by dropping Tony Stokes back in centre midfield, which we know he can do, and I think Stokes has been sensational the last 2 weeks. Such a clever player, good feet, and puts the ball into good areas and that, and it's working well. Thought Jake Pitty had a bit of a shaky first half, but he come through it second half, and pleased for him as well. But Connor made a couple of very good saves at vital times for us as well. So as a whole, the whole team and the boys that come off the bench today was very pleasing, and we look forward to Tunbridge now.
A player quite the opposite to Cliff Ackerang, Ross Johnson, who's just starting off in his career, came on and grabbed the winner. What's that going to do for such a young player to score a winner like that?
Yeah, listen, Ross has come on off the bench the last couple of weeks and he's done very well every time he's come on, and we was going to start him today, and then we changed our mind at the last minute, and he's come on just after half time, and he was fantastic. I thought he controlled the game, he's passing, he's very tenacious in the tackle as well, gets up well, got a great burst of pace when he drives forward, and great ball in for the first goal, and then a good composed finish for the second goal. So really pleased to have him at the club, and hopefully we'll get a bit more out of him before the end of the season.
One thing that's come into heavy criticism a lot of the season has been the defence. How happy were you with how resolute they stayed towards the end there?
Yeah, no, they deserve that. They took a lot of stick over the last, pretty much all this season. But a lot of it's not down to them. Sometimes it's about defending from the front, and I thought today we given very good protection in front of the back four, and they kept trying to find the boy Gomez into his feet and that, and we shielded it off pretty well how we decided to go today. And but listen, I just thought that our midfield as well sometimes leaves our defence a little bit open at times, and we've had a lot of individual errors that's cost us a lot of points this season. But that's the way the season's gone, unfortunately. But listen, we're working hard. No one then means to make a mistake, and the reason they make mistakes, that's why they're playing at this level. If they weren't making mistakes week in, week out, or too many times, and they'll be playing a lot higher. But that's what we're dealt with, and that's what we have to deal with. But we'll see the season out now with the group we've got, and we've showed today that we can mix it with the best.
With playoffs obviously looking very unlikely, and equally unlikely to be dragged into a relegation dogfight, how hard is it to come up against teams like Kingstonian and others that have got it all to play for?
Yeah, well, you look at it, for me, I think if you look at the season and you think to yourself you've got enough points on the board now and you just fizzle the season out, then what's the point of us all being here? We all want to do the best we can. We all, as a players, as a management team, we're building for next season now. But there's big games coming up. Tunbridge are fighting out to get in the playoffs, so we want to go and upset their party next Saturday. And then we've got a run of games over the bank holiday weekend against Needham and Mersham, Needham are fighting for their lives in a relegation battle, so that's going to be another tough game. There's something on the line for that for us. So listen, we've got a good bunch in there and they know what it's about. There's a lot of experience in there mixed in with a lot of youth, and we don't see us as just playing the season out now. We want to upset people's parties and that we can. Listen, it was only a year ago that we had a bit of a relegation battle here last year, and we know how tough it is and we know how tense it can be, and we ain't going to be no pushovers for anyone. We want to make sure that we roll our sleeves up and have a go for the remaining games.
Nice one. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, mate.